For Caleb Durner, owning a house by the lake had been a lifelong dream. The tranquil blue waters of Silverbend Lake shimmered behind his home, reflecting sunsets like molten gold. After months of saving and planning, Caleb finally built his small wooden dock, just a few planks stretching into the water, and bought an old fishing boat he restored himself. Every morning, he'd sit on that dock with coffee in hand, feeling peace in every ripple. That peace lasted until one afternoon, when a white envelope appeared taped to his door. It was from the Silverbend Lakeside HOA. Unauthorized construction detected. Immediate removal required within 7 days. Caleb frowned in disbelief. He owned the property line up to the water, something clearly stated in his deed. How could they demand the removal of something that was rightfully his? At first, he thought it was a clerical mistake, but the HOA never made mistakes. They made rules. The next day, Caleb visited the HOA office. Behind the desk sat Marla Finn, the new president, a woman whose voice carried the weight of control. "Mr. Durner," she said coolly, "that dock disrupts the uniform lakeside appearance." Caleb explained that his property title included riparian rights, ownership of the water frontage, and the right to build a private dock. Marla's lips tightened. "The HOA governs aesthetics, not ownership. Remove it, or we'll fine you." When Caleb refused, she smiled faintly. "Fines accumulate daily, you know." As Caleb left, he noticed other docks on neighboring properties, some larger than his still standing untouched. Why was his the only one targeted? That night, someone removed the rope securing his boat, letting it drift away. He recovered it by dawn, soaked and furious, realizing this wasn't a misunderstanding. It was personal. Caleb began knocking on doors, hoping others might support him. Most avoided eye contact. Some quietly admitted they feared retaliation. "Marla's connected," whispered an older man. "She's pushing a redevelopment deal. Anyone with docks in that area might lose their rights." Caleb's frustration grew. He found that the HOO had recently changed US. Clause Article 9b stating, "That structures extending over the water are subject to aesthetic committee approval." The amendment had been passed during his business trip abroad. No one had informed him. When he confronted the HOA secretary, the reply was cold. "You should have attended the meeting." That evening, he caught a glimpse of Marla standing by the HOO office window, staring at him as if daring him to fight back. He decided he would. Caleb hired attorney Donna Holt, a sharp local lawyer known for fighting unfair HOA rulings. Together, they prepared a formal appeal citing deed records, riparian law, and historical property maps. Donna discovered something suspicious. A developer named Harborline Estates, LLC, had submitted a proposal to build a public marina right where Caleb's property sat. Marla, it turned out, was on that developer's payroll. The HOA wasn't protecting aesthetics, it was clearing the shoreline for commercial gain. Caleb felt both enraged and empowered. They filed an injunction to stop HOA interference. The court granted a temporary stay, allowing him to keep his dock until trial. But small victories never lasted long in Silverbend. 2 nights later, Caleb's boat was found smashed against the rocks. The dock's support beams were sawn halfway through. Someone had sent a clear message. With the evidence piling up, Caleb contacted Lena Rourke, a journalist who had previously reported on HOA corruption. She agreed to cover the story, and soon cameras rolled at Silverbend Lake. Marla appeared livid. "This man is trespassing on community water," she declared to reporters, waving documents. But Lena noticed inconsistencies in her paperwork. The HOA maps were digitally altered, cutting off a 12-foot strip of Caleb's property. When Lena exposed this live on camera, the footage went viral overnight. Homeowners across the state shared Caleb's story as a symbol of standing up to abusive HOAs. For a moment, Caleb felt hope return. The HOA board called for an emergency meeting. Rumors spread that Marla might be forced to resign. But as the sun set that evening, Caleb's phone buzzed with an anonymous text. "You should have left the dock alone." That night, Caleb awoke to the faint crackle of flames. Running outside, he froze. The dock was ablaze, fire reflecting off the lake like molten mirrors. He rushed forward, but the heat pushed him back. By the time firefighters arrived, nothing remained but charred wood floating on the surface. The official report listed the cause as unknown electrical fault. Caleb knew better. The next morning, the HOA issued a new notice. Dock violation resolved. No further action required. It was as if nothing had happened. Marla stood on her porch watching him read it, a smug smile painted across her face. But beneath his grief, a plan began to form. He wasn't going to rebuild the dock. He was going to burn her reputation the same way she burned his peace. 3 weeks later, Silverbend Lake hosted a public HOA election. Marla appeared confident, addressing the crowd with charm and fake humility. As ballots opened, a projector flickered on displaying drone footage, showing a man in HOA uniform setting Caleb's dock on fire. The crowd gasped. Then came a second clip: Marla meeting secretly with a Harborline Estates agent, signing papers. Chaos erupted. Marla screamed, "This is fabricated." But it was too late. The board voted her out unanimously. Police took her for questioning. Yet the story didn't end there. When Lena returned to her office that night, she found a new envelope on her desk. Inside was an anonymous note. "You were right about Marla, but she wasn't working alone." Attached was a single photo: Caleb, standing by a brand new dock in the distance, smiling as the lake shimmered behind him. The reflection in the water, however, showed something darker: a figure holding a gas can.